What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Fourth and Wrong podcast. I am one of your hosts, Marshall, along with Colin Dallas and Donnie. The Lions get the dub Monday Night Football, a huge dub, breaking the Seattle Seahawks curse. We have not beaten them since 2012. We finally get over that hump. The brand new Lions come out there on Monday Night Football and show the world that we are that team. Me, Dallas, and Donnie were at the game in person. It was a hell of a game to be at in person, especially just an insane game. We'll get to that in a minute. I'll go through our record predictions or our records from last week in terms of week four picks. And then we'll roll into talking about the Lions and then some other NFL news going on. And then we'll roll into week five picks. So this week, very interesting week. For the first time this year, I did not take last place.
Yeah.
Do we get a
It's
spoiler on who
Whoever
did?
got
Or
last place, that's a tough look.
I took
watch it be you.
in last place is Donnie at 6 and
Fucking
10.
go.
Six
How the
Six
fuck
and
did that
10 last place is not bad.
I'm very
compared to
confused
my-
on
It could
how
be
that
way
happened.
worse.
Compared to
literally
my 2
our
weeks
pick'em-
at 4 and 12, yeah.
In literally our other pick'ems league, Marshall, I literally tied for the win. I don't understand what the fuck.
Wait,
You
did
must
you
have
pick did you pick a tie in my dad's pick'em leagues?
Oh my! Oh, shut up!
I'll go through them, and then if somehow I messed up, but yeah, obviously it's better than 4 and 12. But hey, I didn't take last, but at second to last is me with 7 and 9.
Let's go.
So Donnie goes 6 and 10. I go 7 and 9. Third place is Colin at
You mean
8 and
second?
8.
Second
Sorry,
place?
second place at Colin at 8 and 8.
We're pretty consistent. I've been riding the around 500 mark all year.
This is wild. At first place, Dallas 13 and 3.
Ooh.
He went on
Damn.
his picks. I'll roll down the
Bro
picks.
has the script.
Obviously, I write
the
them as
script,
we
I
say
guess.
them, and I always make sure I get them right. So, we all, you, Colin, and Dallas, you guys went Cowboys. Me and Donnie went the Giants. Uh, Colin, and Dallas, you guys also went Cincinnati. Donnie, you and me went Carolina. We all went Atlanta. We all got the dub. We all went Houston. We all got the dub. We all picked the Jets. Took the L there. Me and Donnie picked the Vikings. Or no, sorry. Dallas and Donnie picked the Vikings. Me and Colin picked the Packers. I was the only one. I lone wolf the Colts and got that right.
Hey, you lucked out because Joe Flacco had to play that fucking game.
Joe Flacco
If Anthony Richardson played, they lose that game. I
almost
guarantee
came
it.
out and did that, but all of us picked the Eagles, an L there. All of us picked the Niners, a dub there. This is where it gets like this is kind of where everything
Yeah, that
like
4
Dallas
o'clock
kind of
slate was
takes
rough.
over. Dallas lone wolf the Commanders. We all picked KC. Colin and Dallas, you both picked Las Vegas to win. Colin, the only one to pick the Bills, and they lost. Um, Me and Dallas picked the Titans to win. Donnie picked a tie, and then
The tie.
Colin picked Miami.
Hey, think about how legendary that would have been, though.
Yeah,
It was Colin. You weren't there. It was in play for a long
it
time.
was. It was.
It
in
was-
play.
Bro. It was in play.
Yeah. Dallas's only losses coming with Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and then the Jets. Everything else was a win. Donnie, like I said, yeah, you started off picking Giants, Carolina. Those ones were L's. Jets was an L. Steelers were an L. Rams were an L. Eagles, Cardinals. So rough week. Obviously, you take out that tie. You're probably. You probably if you go Tennessee, you're 7 and 9. But I think that'll be the last time you go with a tie. So, but
Little
yeah,
did you know this week. Let's get into the picks.
that'd be.
I've got 16 ties on deck.
It wasn't a tie last year. We're due for a tie. We are due for a tie. There wasn't one last year, so
Bears
I wouldn't-
Panthers.
wouldn't be
Panthers is screaming tie right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, those are the picks. Nothing crazy. A Dallas lone wolf, a couple teams by himself, but ultimately picked very well compared to the rest of us. So, real quick, overall records. I don't think I said that the last couple weeks. So, tallied them up this week, make sure everything was right. let's just say you guys are fucked because I am doing very well. Week 4. So through 4 weeks, first place is Dallas at 38 and 26, actually taking the lead. That 5 games really handed it. 5 game spread between you and Colin. 38 to 26. Colin is at 34 and 30.
Ooh, okay.
Dallas or Donnie in a close third at 32 and 32, even through 4 weeks. And then myself, 10 games behind third place at 22 and 42. It's a rough.
10 games under 500.
You're gonna
I
have
should
to
say rough
nickel
season.
and dime it. You're gonna have to nickel and dime it
There's a
all the
lot of
rest of the
season
year.
left, boys. Don't you worry about it. But yeah, so that's all for the picks. We can roll into talking about the Lions game real quick, and then we can roll into some other NFL news. But 42 to 27 win against the Seahawks. We break the curse, like I said. Jared Goff sets an NFL record for most passing attempts without a completion. Played an amazing game with 2 passing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown that whoever was sitting in their seats to watch, it must have been really cool to watch in person. I bet that was really sweet as long as you weren't out getting food or doing something like that, talking to both Dallas and Donnie.
I saw it.
You guys
I was just
missed
on
that
the
shit?
others. I saw it. I was just on the other
Dallas,
side.
it was literally, Colin, it was me, Orion was in the bathroom, my Brendan was in his seat, and Zach was in his seat. And us 3 were like, these guys are missing the best Lions drive of the year. Because it was Monty doing what
I got up. The only time I got up, all game. Only time I got up.
Literally. Roll left and then decide.
The Uncle Joe's was calling his name, man. He just had to go get
He didn't even get Uncle Joe's.
He didn't get Uncle Joe's.
I tried the hibachi place, and literally I was like, I'm not gonna go if there's a long line. There was maybe like 10 people like in the line total, which like is usually just like the waiting area. Like you've already ordered, you're just waiting for your fucking food. So I was like, okay, this ain't gonna take that long. Like, boom, let's go. That shit took like 45 fucking minutes.
It did.
He
was gone like for
so
20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, that was the mistake I made.
The funniest part
Sunday
about
night
it
football when I
is
went
he
to go
sat
get it.
down eating his food. I went the next drive and got my pizza in a TV timeout. Like I literally was back in less than 5.
So fast. I was literally like, I didn't even know you left, and you.
Bro, I literally walked up there, entered in the stuff, slid the card in, and before the receipt even printed, they handed me my pizza. I said, "Sweet," and I went back to my seat. But
Yeah.
insane win.
I at least got to witness it from the other side because I grabbed my stuff and I saw the Montgomery run on the screen. I said, "Oh fuck, I gotta get out there," and then I was just up in the stands, like on the other side of the end zone, so I could see like that point of view. I said, "Oh my god, Jared Goff's open!" And then I'm just fucking slapping hands with every random person over there. I don't know any of these guys, but it was great.
Man, Zach's face when Jared Goff caught a receiving touchdown was the craziest shit I ever saw. A ghost.
Bro.
I'm more upset that I missed the Monty play than I am the Goff touchdown, to be honest with you, because I just knew that place was fucking bumping when that.
I'll be honest with you, I would be more pissed at that too, just because like the Goff touchdown was like, that's insane, but we've done that before. I'm not gonna lie, when I was sitting in my seat and he throws that check down and I'm watching that defender run at Monty. I'm not even processing that it's David Montgomery. I'm like, great. Well, this is gonna be nice 2-yard completion. And when I see Witherspoon get absolutely driven into the ground, Monty didn't even like put his arm out. It wasn't even hard of a try. He literally went like this. He put his shoulder into him. I showed you how strong that man is.
And he wasn't even phased.
And then he literally runs around everybody.
Witherspoon should have blew him the fuck back. I don't understand how he did not blow that up. Like, he's not a small fucking guy.
It shows everybody in the world why Kirby goes low, is because Kirby knows he's not super strong and super big. So you go low, they don't have you don't have a chance to get embarrassed.
It looked like he tried to go low, but like
it's Montgomery.
His legs kind of went farther than his body, and then fucking. Yeah,
it was, and then it wasn't honestly the truck wasn't even the craziest part because
full body, full commitment.
Because say he trucks him, because like normal trucks, say he trucks him and then just falls forward for 3 yards, that's still cool. It's the fact he trucks him, like
runs
jukes
another
3 other
30
people,
yards.
runs out of people, and then runs around everybody. I was like, that is the most insane play I've ever seen. Do we literally might have the best running back duo in the past 5 to 10 years? Like our running back duo. We scored 3.
I got a good question for you. Kind of
Damn, this man Colin was frozen crazy
Yeah.
on my
I got a question for
screen.
you.
He was glitching on mine, and that's why I stopped. But I got a question for you, and this might make a pretty good TikTok, but it kind of popped into my brain just now. Who would you rather try and tackle in the open field, Derrick Henry or David Montgomery?
Holy crap! Can I choose anything
Yeah.
else in the world?
Like
I'm
either
gonna- I'm
either
gonna
way,
be-
you're dying.
I'm gonna be
Right.
real with you. I'm just gonna take Monty, but you put him up against Derrick freaking Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's-
Derrick Henry's a
That's
D
not
lineman.
David Montgomery's gonna hurt, but Derrick Henry might legit like put you in the hospital if he wanted to.
That's like saying
valid.
that's like that's
he
Colin.
could,
That's like you
legit do something.
Colin. That's like saying, all right, guys, who would you rather have to try and chase running out of the pocket, Lamar Jackson or Thanos with all Infinity Stones in the gauntlet? It's like, well, Colin,
my bad. I thought it was a better question than it was. All right.
but like our running back duo is just unbelievable. The stats they put up, so Gibbs 14 carries, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, 5.6 average. Monty 12 carries, 40 yards and a touchdown, but then you add on that one reception for 40 yards because it was a reception. So 80 total yards of offense for him, and I believe Gibbs actually did not catch a pass the whole game. So 80 yards of offense for Monty and 78 for Gibbs, 2 touchdowns for Gibbs, 1 touchdown for Monty. They are the most insane duo I think we've seen in the past couple years. We thought Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift were sweet, but it's like these guys are next level stuff. And Donnie actually brought up a cool stat during the game about these two scoring touchdowns. I'll let him say it since he found it.
Going into that game, if Monty and Gibbs both score, the Lions were 6-0. They obviously both score. We win. Now it's 7-0 since they've been together on the same team. So
Every time they score together.
the goal is clear for if you're get fucking Monty and get Gibbs in, because if they're both rolling, it's unstoppable. Like
Well,
you
speaking of
can't do anything.
Speaking of the offense rolling, I saw a stat today that based on expected points added per drive and offensive success rate, that's a lot of words, but basically the 2024 version of the Lions offense is actually outperforming the 2023 version. So our offense right now is outperforming all of 2023
you look at the
last year.
stats, like, okay, so we already went through the rushing stats. That's perfect. This maybe was the most perfect offensive game we've ever played. Then, obviously, Goff going 18 for 18, 292,
Another
and 2
wild
touchdowns. Like, going insane. But then, like, you look at who he threw the ball to. This is like one of the most spread out games he's played. Like, J-Mo goes 2 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Laporta goes 4 receptions, 53 yards. Tim Patrick goes 2 receptions for 52 yards. Amon-Ra goes 6 receptions for 45 yards and a touchdown. David Montgomery had his. He threw to Khalif once and Brock Wright twice. It's like, this was one of the most insane games we've played on offense since last year, or whatever game. I'd honestly say the Seahawks game, but that game, that one was a rough game. So Ben Johnson was on a high horse this game, and I saw they gave the game balls to Ben Johnson, Kirby Joseph, and Jameson Williams. Jared Goff not getting a game ball is kind of wild.
I don't know if you saw it. Campbell
The press
didn't know.
conference?
Yeah,
He
Campbell
had
didn't
no
know that
idea
about that.
that
Yeah.
he was 18 for 18.
Yeah, he didn't know. And in that moment, why would he? He ain't looking at no stats. He's just watching what he sees. Like, he doesn't
Check
give a
the
shit.
ESPN app in the locker room,
didn't-
see how
Yeah.
Jared's doing.
Yeah.
didn't
I wonder how
feel
Jared Bond fantasy team's doing on the sideline.
I didn't feel like Jared was doing that well
It really didn't until I said it to Donnie. In the top of the fourth quarter, middle of the fourth quarter, I went, he's perfect right now. And you were like, holy shit. Because it's like, I think it was probably just because Monty and Gibbs are so dominant. And then we just didn't realize that Goff was playing very good football. And it's not even 18 for 18, 292, and 2 touchdowns. That's not like over the top, like, oh my gosh, he's the best quarterback ever. It's exactly what we want Goff to do. Smart with the football. That's what we need from Goff, is very, very, very smart with the football when he's dropping back in that pocket. He never once, like, he just, and honestly, it was perfect football from Jared. It's perfect football from everybody.
I think go ahead, Donnie.
I was just gonna quickly add, if you were to ask me like midway through the third, fourth quarter, like, how's Jared doing? Like, what do you think of Jared's day? I would have said Jared's having like a below average day, just solely because of the play where he gets spun around. It immediately fucking throws that
That was a crazy play. Yeah.
Come back grab to
Look,
JMO. Yeah.
Just the way that looked, I was like, what are we doing, Jared? Like, just don't throw it that fast. That just looked like terrifying to me. That play alone put in my brain like Jared's having a day, like one of those fucking days, but it was actually ended up being okay.
Yeah, it was like midway through the third quarter that they flashed up on the broadcast that Jared hadn't thrown an incompletion yet. And I really wanted to say something to you guys to like point that out because I don't know if you guys knew that whole time or
Oh
if it
yeah,
was,
bro
like,
would have
after
aired it
the
out of
game.
bounds after you
I
said
was gonna
that.
say this thing, and then that defensive pass interference or whatever it was that he threw his one incompletion on saved him, and it was literally like right after that too. It was like he hasn't thrown an incompletion yet, and then like almost immediately he did, but got bailed out by the penalty and that kept it alive. But
I was gonna say I think there was like maybe 2 or 3 like defensive holding or pass interference calls that like ended up being incomplete, but obviously it didn't count. And I think just seeing those visually made like you just assumed, oh yeah, he probably had an incompletion or 2, like nothing big deal.
Yeah, like
and
Jared said post game, he was like, I wasn't sure if that like counted as an incompletion or not. So I was like, oh well, there goes my perfect day, I guess.
And not only that, but like especially early in the game on that first drive, I can think of like if somebody wasn't open, he wasn't like just throwing it away. He just ate a bad sack, and like I don't know if that's better per se, but like it's
like I said,
more...
this isn't top. This isn't like A plus, like amazing performance from Jared, but this is definitely A territory. Like yeah, he took.
I
a bad
don't know,
sack.
Man. This might be one of his best games of his career.
He took a bad sack here and there.
One of his best games, I would say, from like just like an eye test. I wouldn't say it's one.
I think this was more. I think.
No matter how you say it, it's an A game from him.
I think it's an A game, but I'm not gonna lie. I think a lot of it. I think it was Ben Johnson's A plus game. I think Ben Johnson was on one this game, and I think it was.
Ben Johnson was on one early. Him and Jared early. Yeah. I'm like,
the drive we got the safety was bad, but other than that,
well, even then,
I didn't see that with my own eyes. So
only one drive, only one actual full drive that I think Ben Johnson made stupid calls. And literally the opposite of what he should be doing. He ran Gibbs at the middle twice and then ran a pitch to Monty. It's like, bro, you got to do the opposite of that. Run it up the middle with you. Literally got to run it up the middle with Monty twice and then pitch it to Gibbs, bro.
I think he tries to do that to like, oh, I'm outsmarting the defense, but putting his players in a bad position.
Yeah, that's like running. That's like running. I forget. That's like running a pitch play with Derrick Henry. It's like, bro, that is not what you want to do with Derrick Henry. You run that bitch up the middle, and that's what. But besides
and he goes for 80 yards and a touchdown untouched.
80. Yeah. Well, it is Derrick Henry, so.
And Pat McAfee and them were talking about on the show today, talking about how like you use Gibbs and Monty the same way, and I realized that like post the fact because in the game I was the loudest person pissed about the pitch play to Monty. I'm like, it's fucking 3rd and 2. Give that motherfucker halfback dive. Like, why are we pitching it out and giving it to him in space? But like, I respect Ben trying to do that. I just wish he was a little bit more selective with it. Like, let's mix it up on 1st down. Let's not do that shit when it's 3rd and short and like it's an important play. You know what I mean? Right, yeah, that would be my only like main critique of the situation. Like, hey, let's 2nd down, kind of mix it up. 3rd down, hey, bread and butter. Like, let's get this 1st down.
I think maybe this was the first time we have gotten to see JMO's top speed. That man was bad fast. That was insane. That little catch over the middle.
You knew the second he caught that was gone.
Catch over the middle. Any other receiver besides Tyreek, JMO, and probably Xavier Worthy, that bitch is getting tackled. He ran around every single defender and was high stepping into the end zone and still was.
He was high stepping at like the 25-yard line.
I know. I know.
That's how bad he.
I know Donnie
everybody.
probably could care less, but I know it was a flag, but I love because at halftime there was Kelvin's memorial into the pride of the Lions, and
it was his birthday the day before,
and he dunked on the goalpost. I thought that was absolutely sweet because that was Kelvin's thing. Did not think JMO was gonna get up there for it, but he got up there.
Well,
so
I saw
not as easy as Kelvin. Kelvin just literally reaches.
Kelvin is like basically there already without jumping.
Bro is there.
I saw Amon-Ra talk about the penalty or the celebration, and he was like, oh yeah, I've been making fun of him all week because we were playing basketball and he like got hung up on the rim, so I kept telling him he couldn't dunk, and then he did that, and I thought that was why he did it.
I love Amon-Ra,
and then he found out later it was because of Megatron. He was like, oh okay, that makes a little bit more sense, but he still thought it was so funny.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. But honestly, I mean, last thing kind of going into the bye week, obviously we get this early bye, but I don't think it's bad, but I love that this is the way we're going into our bye week, just on top, like absolutely dominant on top. Like part of me wishes that we're so hot right now. I kind of wish we could just keep going. Like I kind of, but at the same time, the early bye it is what it is. We played.
Well, with how banged up we are right now, it's
We
coming.
could,
as a
I
Brian
feel like
Branch
this is
being out,
rare.
us doing that
This is
good,
the
and Brian
rare
Branch
early
being
bye
out
week
was
though.
yeah. Brian Branch
Like
being out
usually,
and us doing what we did is insane. I mean, he's literally like probably our top 3 defensive player for us.
Yeah,
So it's insane that we played that well with him being out.
for
But
sure.
well, that's really it for.
plus bye
Oh,
week. Dallas is up after this bye week, and that's a good game to have a bye week in front of. I feel like we need
Yeah.
oh yeah,
to win that, not only because
and
it's
then
such a
we
big
play
big
freaking
season.
Thanos and Sam Darnold. That's fucking the week after Dallas. Oh my gosh, and that's in
I was gonna say,
Minnesota too.
I was hoping the
Damn.
game after the bye week was a big game,
Yeah. So.
and then we got
Well, that's really it for the Lions game. Devontae Adams actually requested a trade today. Very not surprising, honestly, with the Raiders kind
Was
of
it
not doing.
was it he requested a trade, or they said that they were
Yes,
open to trade offers?
he did request a trade.
He openly requested.
So not surprising with the Raiders struggling, and but Devontae Adams obviously isn't got many years left before he doesn't. He's not great, but he is still great. He wants to go to a team that's going to win, and Raiders are obviously not doing that. And a lot of teams options.
Real
I'm
quick,
not
Marshall,
gonna.
I'm gonna cut you off.
Go
I
ahead.
wanted to ask everybody, where do you think he should go, and then versus where do you think he will go? I feel like that'd be
Okay. Colin, start us off. Order of how we do picks.
Damn. I mean, I really don't know like where he should go. I have a gut feeling that he's either going to reunite with Aaron Rodgers in New York, or he might try and reunite with Derek Carr one more time in a better situation. But yeah, in terms of like where I think he should go, I don't really know, honestly. I mean, like, I definitely don't want him on the Browns, or not the Browns, the fucking Lions.
Browns.
The
How do
Browns.
we even confuse the two?
I'm looking at the schedule, and as I was trying to say the Lions, I saw the Commanders Browns game up, and my brain was just like, "Oh, that's the Browns," and then I said it as I thought that. But I definitely don't think we need him on the Lions. Like, yeah, that'd be great and all, but like we're honestly set at wide receiver now. I don't really give a shit. We'd have to give up too much for him too. So I'll take Max Crosby though. If they want to send Max Crosby this way, I'm all for it.
Huh? What? How did we get to what Bro said? Screw that
Bro,
Devontae
doesn't want
Adams
it.
shit.
Let's
Bro,
let's
bro, it's
deal.
like-
Let's
Bro
let
threw a wild card in there. He said Devontae Adams. No, we
let
don't
Brad
want
Holmes
Bro.
cook. We get Devontae Adams and Max Crosby in a
Oh my
package
gosh,
for like
who are
2
we
first
giving
round
up?
picks.
Bro
Are we
said-
giving
the
up
entire
Sheila Ford?
future of
Bro,
the
the
Lions.
fucking trade compensation right now for Adams is like a second round pick plus. He's like a second round pick and a fourth rounder for Devontae Adams. Nah, that's too much. Let's give up 3 first for in his prime max. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
It was
I
a
think there's a-
joke, y'all. Relax.
I think there's a couple
Nah, fuck,
teams.
shut up, Kyle.
I don't know about should go to. I don't. I feel like that's a tough question to answer. I think Chiefs is with Rashi Rice injury. I think everyone kind of like that would be insane. Do I think they'll do it? I don't know. That's a tough one. Surprise team is the Bills. I think the Bills could go out.
I
and-
was just thinking that as I was
they're
looking through these
Khalil
teams.
Shakir and Keon Coleman are their 2 receivers right now. I think they could go out and make that second round pick for him, and that would be a kind of a nasty duo. I ain't gonna lie. Other than that, I don't really see any other team making a huge swing for him. Yeah, I really don't. I just don't see any other team that he's gonna want to go to, or let alone will go to. So those are my 2 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 3 for you. I got the team that I think he should go to. I think the team fit-wise, regardless of everything off the field or like the schematics of it, I think KC would be the best place just because immediate need. but I don't see him getting traded in division. I don't see the Chiefs.
Yeah,
giving
it's in
I don't see
division
the Chiefs
is
giving
rough.
stuff up. Not only that, I don't see the Chiefs giving stuff up to get like a veteran wide receiver. Like they've proven they didn't go get D Hop when he was just a free agent. Like they didn't just spend the money when they'd even have to give up resources. So I don't see it happening. Who I want him to go to, selfishly, I feel like I'm probably I must be the only one. I want him in Detroit. I think that would be cool. Regardless of how it would look 3 years from now, give me the immediate like, hey, let's make this offense as truly unstoppable as possible, and let's like mortgage. I'm good with mortgaging a second and a fourth round pick a year from now. Like, I'm fine. Brad's good enough at drafting in the late rounds where I would be okay with it. Third one, I'm gonna throw out like a sneaky one that I don't think many people talk about. I could see him going to the Cowboys. I think money wise that one's tough, but you imagine like that he would be the only other weapon outside CD. I feel like those two would eat like crazy, but I also think the Bills would be good. I'm just saying I could see Jerry pulling some bullshit like that.
Emphasis on bullshit.
It would. I think it would be a horrible move, but like
after all the contract issues they've had all off season, and then they go, you know what? Let's go buy this.
They
guy.
need help,
Micah
but they
would
need
be
a
so
running
pissed.
back a lot more than they need a wide receiver. They have no
They
running
do.
back. They have that team has a too decent of an offensive line to not have a power running back. Like that's crazy to me. So
Not even a power running back. They have no running back. Like their running backs are fucking awful.
yeah,
I was. Oh, okay. I was thinking for Devontae. I think the basic pick is he goes to the Jets to play with Aaron, so he retires.
something's going on in New York.
Something's going on.
And I don't
Since
know. I think Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers aren't getting along very well. I think Aaron Rodgers is kind of a douchebag. I'm not gonna lie. But
Kinda.
I think it's kind of that, and I feel like when Aaron Rodgers was with Mike McCarthy's such a bitch that I think Mike McCarthy, like, anything you want, Aaron, yes sir. It's like, so now Aaron just thinks he can get whatever he wants, and honestly, I didn't think Robert Saleh is that bad of a coach. I mean, he's not my favorite, but I think he's a decent enough coach, and I think they're feuding.
I do think that pair of him and Garrett Wilson would go crazy, as long as Eric could throw him the ball, you know.
Yeah,
But I think a sneaky pick for a team he should go to is the Baltimore Ravens. I think that would be.
That's another good one.
I think that'd be a sneaky good spot for him to go. He wouldn't have to carry a workload.
I was actually thinking the New York Giants. I think they really could use that on their Super Bowl run. That or the Panthers.
I was just about to say the Carolina Panthers are really going to sneak in
If he
here.
wants to win, I'm just saying.
The only other two teams that we honestly didn't bring up that I've seen rumored, one is the Steelers, just because they have a wide receiver need. That one I don't fucking get, just because like they have like a quarterback controversy right now. Like
I think Fields is the guy.
but it's talked about every fucking week. I think at this point Fields should start too, but like it's been a topic every goddamn week. The only other one that I honestly is kind of intriguing. I wouldn't do it if I were them. I wouldn't do it on either side, to be honest with you. But the Commanders, you imagine if they pulled off a move and kind of got like a higher profile wide receiver.
Him, Scary Terry.
That'd be something.
It would be them. It would be them making like how the Texans went all in on CJ Stroud this offseason.
Yeah.
It would be them like making a swing before even the offseason. It would be them like, okay, we want to win this division now and make a deep playoff run like immediately.
I mean, hey, could you imagine like all the injuries with Puka and Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams to the Rams? Like that is an injury.
Talk about a team with a need.
In the other direction.
That is an injury-needed team. I know Stafford's a little racist towards not white, but
hey, shout out to Matthew Stafford for not being in the fucking video for Megatron at all.
God damn it!
John Kitna got a fucking shout out.
Kitna was in that video.
Dan Orlovsky got name dropped in that video.
Dan got a name drop. I think Sean Hill showed up.
We really separated ourselves from that, man. I love it. Let's go. Let's go.
He said Dan Orlovsky got a mention in that video.
He got named dropped. His name was brought up in the
Yo,
video
wow.
package.
It's insane too because I keep
Donnie was
forgetting
just
like
frozen on my screen, so it was like him like frozen
Donnie-
like mid scream, just yelling.
Deb pointed out to me.
Did
It's
you
like,
see
I
the
keep
video
forgetting.
package?
No, I didn't get to see it. I wasn't fucking there.
Dude, okay, but they've released it on social media, so shut
Oh,
the
I
fuck up.
haven't, I haven't
Anyway,
seen it.
literally, it's like 4 minutes long. Colin, I'm not even over exaggerating. They showed like Calvin's first 2 years, like before Stafford was really throwing him the rock. They were showing like Dan-O fucking standing in the pocket and like throwing like the entire play. They did not show a single clip
It's
of
funny
Matthew
too because that Bengals
Dude,
Hail Mary, that
not-
Cowboys Hail Mary
not
are
a-
thrown by
Fucking
Stafford,
amazing.
but they don't show him throwing it. It just shows Stafford catching it.
There was Calvin broke the record on a fucking little drag route. You had to on purpose cut Matthew Stafford out of that clip. He is in that clip every time you watched it in every broadcast. Like you had to on purpose not include him, and they did that shit. Fucking is so annoying.
I'm gonna send it to you, Colin. I'm gonna send it to
Watch
you.
it after the podcast.
Yeah, after the
Yes,
podcast.
it's like it's like
Because
four-
it's like
I'll
a
watch it,
4
I'll
or
watch it
5
later.
minute.
We got to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah, we gotta
it's
move
so
on.
noticeable how bad they cut him out. Is what fucking kills me.
Last thing I think we can roll into before picks is talk a little bit about some college football. Alabama versus Georgia on Saturday night. Maybe one of the most insane games. Probably going to be college game of the year unless something else crazy happens. But so far, it is without a doubt number one. Bama takes off that early lead, 30-7 they had at one point, and then Georgia all of a sudden comes back, makes it a close game, and then Ryan Hollywood Williams, 17 years old, puts the team on his back and just Jalen Milroe and those
Did
two
you
are.
see that man's kill everybody eye black?
Yeah.
Bro, someone
That's
said
insane.
there was a picture of him and another player with it was like
And it had
Psalms.
Psalms.
I think it was
And
Milrow.
and
I
someone
think it was
like
Milrow was
Tim
next to him,
Tebow
he
and
has the
Aaron
Psalms,
Hernandez vibe.
Yeah,
that was,
dude.
I saw that too.
I saw
Crazy.
something that was like because there's a thing on Alabama's campus that was like someone like put a picture and it was a stand set up on Alabama's campus that was a registered vote thing and someone was like Ryan Williams the only person on campus that was walking past and was like bro I wish I could but I can't. It's like, that's insane. It's like I could not believe bro is 17 years old and is dominating. He's not 17 years old and committed and just a backup. Bro is literally one of the best wide receivers in college football. Like it's insane how good he's doing. And Donnie, you want to tell the people the bet you hit?
Yeah, I would personally like to thank Ryan Williams for my new blackout David Montgomery jersey. I had Jalen Milroe to score 2+ touchdowns, not throw, to rush in 2+ touchdowns.
That's wild. That's kinda
And
crazy.
I had that was plus 600. I'm like, you know what? I got a sweat-free bet, or not a sweat-free bet, a bonus bet that I had from a sweat-free bet. I'm like, I got to kind of put this on something higher. Ryan Williams anytime touchdown added into that was plus 2,100. Throw it in. Milroe gets him, I think, before like midway through the first quarter. Like he obviously killed it early. Ryan Williams has a couple catches, nothing crazy. Obviously catches the deep bomb to go ahead to be the go-ahead score. And yeah, I told these guys I immediately jump off my couch. I lose my shit.
I would too.
Especially
the way he did it too. He like caught it, and then it's like, oh shit! And then he spun, and those guys ran into each other, and then he scored.
Yeah, he like laid those guys, and when they clammed together, I was like, here we go.
I'm an NFL fan more than college sticking through, but I can already tell, bro. College atmospheres are insane because you could tell that
dude.
game was
Some of them
insane.
SEC games, man.
Oh,
Where
like
you-
go
Ford
to
Field
the-
is getting there. Ford Field is rowdy enough.
Oh
like
yeah,
a
Ford
college
Field is
crowd.
rowdy, but going like just the way they do. Stuff
I do
there.
want to experience a night game in like a big SEC stadium like Bama or Georgia.
Bama, Tennessee, Georgia, any of those would be insane. But
Anywhere where they don't have like a pro team, I think specifically a Bama game
Bama
at
game.
night SEC would be crazy.
Yeah.
Just because there's nothing there. Like
Bama,
Georgia,
Bama
they
football
got
is
the
all of
Falcons,
Bama.
Tennessee, like
I
there's
mean,
different.
you got the
but, like,
Birmingham
you get that
Stallions in
style.
the UFL like right up the road.
All right, yep. And with that, we are moving on.
They were the
Now,
UFL
wait,
champs
this
this year,
podcast is going
actually.
to start with a Birmingham.
Alan, nobody
Stallions
cares. You just tanked our ratings. We were doing pretty well, and you fucking
Everybody was
shot
actually
it.
like,
Hey,
"Oh,
we
this
are a
podcast is
pro
really good," and then they hear
football
Birmingham
podcast.
Stallions. The one guy
Pro
watching that's a
football
Birmingham
podcast.
We
fan.
got our UFL. We got our UFL fill when we were talking about Jake Bates before he was Lion. Okay, we don't need to talk about that fucking league ever again.
Can we talk about how at the game this man Tom Kennedy ignored Donnie? Bro waved in his direction.
No
like,
fucking way.
Colin, he looked at me, bro. He looked at me.
Colin, we
Which,
did. Oh,
which
we
was
never
a better
told Colin.
moment for you?
Colin, we never
Pat
told.
McAfee acknowledging you or Tom Kennedy looking in your general direction?
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to sit here and think about this. Put me in timeout. This is gonna
Colin.
take the rest of the podcast.
Colin, last thing we'll move on. We
Tom
did. We all went
because
around
we
by
all
the field.
yelled. Hold on, I need a minute. We all yelled at him, and this man Tom Kennedy
a
like
minute.
looked over.
He's probably
and
like,
he
I
literally-
have a
he-
fan.
Bro,
No,
he's
Colin,
walking
this
that
is
way.
what he did. Colin.
He dead ass did like a, and like kept fucking going. Like he
No,
was.
Colin, it was not like that at all. It was like this. It was like this. Like that.
Okay. Wrote
Jesus
down,
Christ.
you know, he saw me in that.
That's
Colin,
wild.
last thing we do before we move on to picks, me and Donnie did get one auto though, and you will not believe who
Oh
it
my
was.
god!
We got a Dan
Colin,
Miller
hold on,
autograph.
guess. Look
Dan
at that.
Miller.
Fucking way.
Dan Miller.
I am
We-
like, as someone who wants to go into play-by-play, that is legit. Like, I am super fucking jealous that you have his autograph.
yeah,
That's
it was
insane.
sweet.
Donnie,
He was
how
cool
much
as
do
fuck.
you want for
signed
that?
it. He signed it in the like the game on cancer part of the program. That's kind of fucking weird. But other than that,
Donnie, how
That's
much
what
do
you
you want
offered
for that?
him to sign.
you're barking up the wrong tree, buddy. I fucking love Dan Miller.
Colin-
Which of you can I pay?
Colin,
to
your
get the
birthday's in like
signature?
January.
My birthday's in September, but
All right,
I
well,
just-
it looks like you have to wait till next year.
Wait,
You have to wait a full year.
Hey, we got
yeah.
Christmas coming up, though. We got Christmas.
Fact.
nah, bro. That was sweet though. Dan Miller's a dog for that.
He was a very
seems
nice
like
guy about
He
it,
seems like
too.
a chill dude, yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you don't want me
He
signing
loves the
this. I'm not
fans.
that cool." It's like, bro, you're Dan
Is
Miller.
that what
You're
he
the-
said?
Yeah, he literally goes. I go
Because
"Can you
I
sign this?"
wasn't
He's like,
front row. It was Marshall and Ryan who were front row and actually saw
and he
him
was
sign.
like, "Do you really want me to sign this?" I was like, "Bro, you're Dan Miller. You're the voice of the Lions. What do you mean? Do I
It's
want
like
you to
you're
sign
literally
this?
the
Bro, you
coolest
could
person.
sign my forehead."
I'm
like you were
genuinely
the coolest
so
person in
fucking
this town.
jealous.
It was sweet. He was pretty cool. So, well, roll us into some picks, Colin.
All right. Starting off with Thursday night football, Buccaneers at Falcons, NFC South showdown. Falcons look like decent. Like they're starting to find their groove with Kirk a little bit.
Are you a Kirk fan? Is the Kirk fan coming out in you?
completely-
Maybe.
he's a
I'm
Kirk
seeing
fan,
some
regardless
vintage
of what
Kirk,
he
some Michigan State Kirk Cousins in him
Okay.
right now.
Okay, so he's gonna fucking regress and turn awful.
No,
Like, well,
he
then
was good in college. What are you talking about?
He's a fourth
Anyway.
round. Let's take a deep breath.
Anyway, I think
You like that?
shut the fuck up. I think just because it's at home, I'm gonna take the Falcons here, but I will not be surprised if the Bucks win this one.
Yeah, when you brought up, oh, Kirk is looking good. Yeah, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Looks really good. Yeah, give me the fucking Bucks. What are we talking about?
Oh, it was so harsh, Kirk. God
Colin,
dang.
you went with Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I went. Atlanta.
Okay, because I totally forgot. I have to actually write
Colin
it.
just.
Damn, he really did have an interception. That's crazy.
Um,
No touchdowns, 1 interception.
This game-
Colin's
Against a
hatred of
good
Kirk-
Saints defense, I'll give them that.
Colin's hatred of Kirk is now gone, but it all transferred to Dallas because Dallas hates that man more than ever.
What?
He
Oh,
really does.
I didn't. I hated Kirk. Colin hated Kirk. Like
I
think
just-
Dallas-
I didn't
I think
actually
Dallas
hate
was
Kirk.
betrayed in
I
Kirk
hated
Cousins'
how
thing.
much you guys overhyped Kirk. You guys
That-
acted like he's a top
We
5
didn't
quarterback.
overhype
That-
Kirk.
that
No, you can't overhype Kirk Cousins.
So-
That's not-
you can't overhype mid. You're right.
I don't know. This game is a very like who they're both off a win. This game's a whoever's just got it today, whoever's hot today. It's gonna be literally kind of what the Bills Ravens game was. One team is gonna be just on fire and more ready to go than the other team, and we aren't gonna know until the ball snapped. So it's hard to pick this game. Because it's at home, I'm gonna go with Atlanta.
Fuck. Well, here goes my prediction.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm not feeling too strong either way. I think this is going to end up being like a really, really good game, to be honest with you. I think they're both pretty even teams. Bijan is questionable, but he also hasn't looked fantastic throughout the year so far. I think they end up splitting on the year, but I'm gonna go with Tampa in this one.
All right. Sorry, I was looking back on some other games to help me out with the next pick. But Jets at Vikings at 9:30 in the morning. This is obviously one of the Europe games. Is this London?
I believe this
Or is
is
this Germany?
Yep, London.
Okay.
It's London.
All right. Well, Jets Vikings in London / somewhere in Europe if it's not London. But Jets are fucking weird. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. Every time I think they're going to be good, they shit the bed. Every time I think they're going to shit the bed, they win. So like, I don't know, but I'm going to have to go with the Vikings. They're rolling, and until they start to look bad, I'm going to have to pick them and make my prediction look even worse. Give me the Vikings.
Yeah, nice and sweet. Let me go Vikings.
I gotta catch up at some point, right? No really home field advantage with this one.
Nope.
So I don't know.
I don't think anyone gives
Hey,
a shit about either of these teams
I mean,
unless they're like traveling for the game.
Minnesota's obviously better, but who's the one guy that's always beating the Vikings? It's Aaron Rodgers. Give me the Jets.
That's a valid point.
Yeah, I fucking like the Jets. I want to pick this game, but London throws it off for me. That plus, until the Vikings fucking lose, I'm just gonna start picking them because like until they they haven't lost yet, so I might as well just fucking. I don't think I've picked them any week except for maybe once, so I'm gonna pick the Vikings until they lose.
I think you picked them
real
last
quick
week because they were playing the Packers.
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
yeah. I had to
saw
pick the
the-
fucking Jags against the Packers.
Yeah.
Real quick, I saw this tweet about the Vikings. The Vikings have been ahead on the scoreboard on a league high 85% of their offensive snaps. The next closest team is the Bucks at 62%. The Vikings have been ahead or tied on all but 5 plays during 4 weeks. All 4 weeks. All but 5 plays.
That's
They've had the
fucking
lead.
nuts, dude.
As you were reading those stats, the only thing I thought
Are the
was, like,
Vikings going to go 17-0?
no, as you're reading those stats, I don't know in my brain, I feel like the Jets are going to win this fucking game. I already picked the Vikings, but I think the
That's
Jets
why I
are-
waited till the end. I
I
don't
don't
want
know
to sway
why.
anybody.
I don't know why. Yeah, but it swayed me for no reason. Like, they were good Viking stats.
Well, the London games are always weird, so there's
They
gonna be some
are.
fluky bullshit.
It's gonna be
that's
a
gonna
close
happen in this
game. I would say
It
it'll be
is.
close.
It's gonna end up being like a 20-16 final score, something ugly like that.
Quick, somebody can call the London tie. I'll accept it.
Panthers at Bears. We're starting off early. This one's gonna be an ugly fucking game. I feel like I gotta go.
I want to
Bears.
real quick before we get into the 1 o'clock slate. You get past this game, there's some good games on this 1 o'clock slate. I'm looking later down, but Bills, Texans, and Baltimore and Cincinnati for 1 o'clock slate games is insane.
Yeah,
Like those are 2 crazy good games for 1 o'clock slates.
yeah, that's gonna be good. But yeah, Panthers Bears. I'm gonna go Bears just because it's at home. Panthers are pretty fucking bad too, but I think Bears are gonna shoot themselves in the foot enough that this is gonna be a close game that the Panthers could win late, but Bears are just gonna pull it out.
The Bears.
Yeah, give me the Bears, not the Bears, just the Bears.
The Bears.
And
But Caleb, I'm taking the Bears, but it's the Bears defense. Caleb Williams is going to go 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 152 passing.
He's gonna actually have the inverse game that Jared Goff just had. He's not
Yes.
gonna throw a
He's not going to
completion.
throw a single completion, but I promise you,
He's
they'll
gonna
win this
throw
game.
6 touchdowns all to the Panthers defense.
But somehow the Panthers defense actually gets 7 pick sixes because Andy Dalton sucks.
I really don't know why I'm gonna do this. I feel like this is like a Chubba Hubbard legacy game. I feel like he's gonna go crazy against this Bears defense. I'm gonna go Panthers.
All right.
Hey, fantasy wants Chubba Hubbard to go crazy, so I'm taking.
Yeah.
I have him in one of my fantasy leagues. He's a top 10 fantasy back right now. Who the I'm literally looking at it right now. Would you guys believe me if I said that Chuba Hubbard has 2 more carries, but double DeAndre Swift's yards? He has 290. He has 296, and Swift has 161. Like, that's fucking crazy for 2 starting.
That is crazy. Browns at Commanders. Commanders, no question. Easy dubs.
Browns running with the Commanders again. They're hot.
Yeah, give me the Commanders. It's not really that. Commanders been on fire.
They're eventually going to cool off, but I don't see Deshaun Watson being the one to stop them this week. So give me Commanders.
In Washington too. So
yeah.
All right, Dolphins at Patriots. Another ugly game early.
This is the worst game.
This might be the best 1:00 slate game.
You could not pay me enough physical money to watch.
I will literally have this game on my TV.
If there's one game I'm not gonna watch this week, it's definitely this.
It sucks too because we obviously the Lions, it's bye week. I think we're gonna be televised the Chicago Carolina game because it's near Chicago. I think that's the game will be televised over all the rest of the Bills, Texans, and Cincinnati.
Maybe Browns. Yeah. Maybe Browns. But yeah, you're right.
I mean, they put on regular TV. They put 2 1:00 games, so we'll see what the other one is. But Minnesota also playing. I don't know because last week they had the Minnesota game and they had the Bears game on. They usually do the in division games because they're closer. I'd be kind of disappointed if those are the games I have to watch.
I was gonna say I think. Yeah, it might just depend on who's on CBS, but yeah, Bears Panthers is definitely going to be the Fox game on 1:00 near us. But Dolphins got fucking obliterated by an awful Titans team. I'm going Patriots.
Titans don't have a game this week, so we're going to be missing out on a classic Will Levis meme this week. So I'm very disappointed about that. But the Patriots are going to beat the shit out of the Dolphins, unfortunately, for the Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins are going to win. I think Devon Achane hopefully can get his head out of his ass, and I think that he might rush for this will be a Devon Achane legacy game, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the Dolphins win on a game-winning field goal. I'll go Dolphins.
This is the worst.
Call a tie again. You won't.
This is just. If I wouldn't have called a tie last week, I'd call a tie this game. This is the worst fucking game I could possibly God. The weather's been pretty bad here in the north part of the country. That's the only reason.
We're talking about the weather now.
Because it's in New England, and I think they'll just run the ball and fucking take a 6-0 win. So I'll go Patriots, but I'm not enthused by this game at all.
Yeah.
Clowning me for bringing up the weather in an outside game in the Northeast. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you.
Before we get to the game, it is great. Who would have thought if you would have told me by week 5, the only winless team would be the Jaguars? It is insane. I knew they were going to be rough, but not this rough.
I agree.
I actually called it.
Okay.
I had them winning 9 games, and they're about to go on a run.
All right. That would be wild. Colts at Jags. Give me the Colts.
Yeah, let me get the Colts. I mean, it is a division game, so you never know. And the Jags played pretty decent last week, even though they lost. But yeah, I'm gonna go Colts.
This is a rough game, but the Jags have a history of beating the Colts a lot, even when they're not supposed to. There was that year that they beat the Colts week 1 and then continued to go 1-16 the year before they got Trevor Lawrence. I'm looking at their last, obviously, because they're in division. They won they won both games last year. They went 1-1 the year before that. They went 1-1 the year before that. They won both games. Jags just, I feel like, especially at home, this is showing. The at-home game last year, the Jags won. The at-home game 2 years ago, the Jags won. The at home game 3 years ago, the Jag won. The Jags might get their first win this week, and I'm gonna give them their first win this week. They own the Colts at home. Give me the Jags.
All right.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jags just because they're not gonna go fucking win this. They have to win a game in division in Jacksonville. Yeah, I'll go with the Jags.
Worth noting, the Jags also play the Bears next week. Could be
Jags will win this game.
So the Jags are going to bottom
in
back.
in
2 and
Europe
4.
too. In Europe, they're playing
2
the
and
Bears
4.
in
They're
Europe.
about to pull it back.
Oh,
That's a home game for them.
That's a
I was
home
gonna
game.
say, think about that. That's
They
actually a home game for
literally
the
play
Jags.
across seas every year. Poor Trevor
Hey.
Lawrence, man. He gets to go.
You thought I was joking, Colin. I said they're about to get hot.
That's fair point. Fair point. That's true. All right, Bills at Texans. This, like, I want to say this is going to be a good game, but Texans have been weird to start the year.
It should be
They just
Sunday night
don't
football.
look. They don't look like how we expected them to, and it's kind of making me bummed because I was really high on the Texans and I thought they were going to be a really fun team to watch, and they've
They're also
They're still 3-1.
I was about to say,
Well, I
Colin's
know,
like
but,
the
like,
1 and
those have
3,
been,
the worst
like-
team in the league.
well, no, but they've had some struggles for sure.
Yeah, but they're like us. They're 3-1, and it's like, how come they're not winning by more? It's like, well, they're still winning, so like, we gotta
Valid,
take it.
valid.
Their one loss is to the Vikings, who turn out to be the best team in football history.
Yeah. They also got, like, blasted by the Vikings.
You might choose.
And the Jaguars, again, I
People are
don't think
talking shit
the
about
Jaguars
Big
are a bad team. I think they might be the best 0-4 team in history. I think they're having it rough right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they played Dolphins week 1. That was the healthy Dolphins team with a decent Tua throwing it to
I think
Tyreek
that's their
everywhere.
worst game, to be honest with you. That
Yeah.
Jags team, and that might be their worst game is playing that Dolphins team tough.
Anyways, go ahead, Colin.
I think, despite what I just said about the Texans, I'm going to take the Texans since it's in Houston. But I think maybe this is the week they figure it out, and this turns out to be a really, really good game. And they play some of their best football.
I got the Texans on fraud watch. They're giving me Eagles vibes from last year. Like, they're winning these close games, and then eventually they'll start slumping. Like, if we look at their games so far, they beat the Colts with Anthony Richardson by 2 points. First of all, you're beating Anthony Richardson. That's not a big accomplishment in my eyes, personally. Not in Colin's eyes either. They only scored 1 touchdown against the Bears week 2. They got the shit beat out of them by the Vikings, and then they barely beat the Jags, who mixed
Are
opinions
gonna make
on
a
the
comeback.
Jags. Mixed opinion might have a comeback in them, but I have them on fraud watch. The Bills have to bounce back from that devastating loss against the Ravens. I think the Bills take it.
The last time that the Bills and Texans played was actually October 3rd of 2021, so very close to the date that this will be played on. The Bills won that game 40-0.
That was a different team, to be fair.
Yeah,
that was the
Texans,
team that gets the number 1 pick.
Texans are right now leading the Bills in terms of the games they played 6-5. I think it goes 6-6. I got the Bills.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this up just because Dallas said fraud watch for the Texans. Buffalo, low key, could be on fraud watch as well because they're so far they have a touchdown win against Arizona when they were getting their ass beat that game. And Arizona has one of the worst records. They blew the doors off of Miami, but Miami has looked awful. I mean, the Titans just blew the doors off of them, given they had healthy Tua for half a game, but the score was out of whack with Tua in the game. Then they beat up on the Jags, another awful team, and then they get boat raced by Baltimore, who's kind of been up and down. I'm not saying that they're not frauds or that they are frauds. I'm just saying that I think both teams have kind of a questionable.
That they have to play good
record.
against a good team. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they both. I think they both have solid questions, and this game will tell a lot. Von Miller. I know another thing we didn't get talked about. He's not playing because he got suspended for 4 games.
Yep.
Don't know if everybody saw that. I feel like that's kind of a big deal. Nobody's really talking about.
What did he get suspended for?
God,
It was like
was it personal
policy.
conduct? Was
Yeah,
that what it is?
personal conduct.
I don't think it said exactly what happened, but yeah,
that's-
he's gonna be
that's
out for.
interesting because that could mean a whole bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this game's gonna really show which one of these two teams is kind of more for real.
Oh, interesting. I found out why he got suspended for 4 games.
What was the reason?
He was accused of assaulting his pregnant girlfriend.
Oh,
That might
That'll
do it.
that'll
Yep.
do it.
I'm not. I don't want to.
That'll do.
I don't want to
That'll
get.
do.
I don't want to get into that, but
Just redact
accused.
this next like 30 seconds.
I don't want to get into it, but accused, and he
Well,
got suspended already
they probably
when,
have some
when
real
Rashi
evidence
Rice
that he
is
got
literally shown
suspended.
on video running into a car and running from the scene, and he didn't get suspended. I know we don't want to think that there's
karma
favoritism.
came for him eventually. All right, Patrick Mahomes blew out his knee.
I don't. I know we don't
Karma
want to say
came.
there's favoritism in the league, but there's absolutely favoritism. The Chiefs
I don't
is the NFL. Yes, there's favoritism. The NFL, the
100%.
Chiefs are
Not
the
to the
NFL's
level
team.
like you're about to say.
How is Rashi Rice not get
because Rashee
suspended for
Rice-
literally doing a hit and run on camera?
Because
But
it's the
so-
same thing. People
But
love.
if I called Roger
people
Goodell and said,
love
"Bro,
to do
Von
the
Miller hit me,
short-term
I'm
memory
pregnant,"
thing.
all right, suspend his ass.
People love to
Like-
do short-term memory thing. Remember when Alvin Kamara was going through all of his bullshit, and it happened like right before the year kicked off, and he ended up not getting suspended that year because they did their investigation, and he ended up missing, I believe, the first 3 games of last year. So this was 2 years
Again,
ago.
but it was
So-
it was a accusation. Like nothing, there was nothing proven.
No, like he
bro,
got in
we
a fight,
saw
like-
the hit and run, bro.
No, like-
We're arrested for it.
No, like he went to Vegas and he got in a fight. Like that's a real thing too. It wasn't an accusation.
Yes, but there was no proven like, okay, did he actually throw a punch like this and that, bro? There's video of this man going.
I think there was
running into
video
the
of him
car and
fighting.
taking
You just
off.
didn't see it.
Bro, got
Anyway,
arrested. There was a warrant out for it.
Anyway, I'm saying that like
the Chiefs are the
delayed-
favorite.
that delayed suspension that does happen. I think people are just making a big deal because he's on the Chiefs. But anyway,
who you picking?
regardless of that, I don't think they just suspended Von Miller like because like his girlfriend said that. Like they probably did an investigation. They have real reasoning. Like I don't think the NFL just suspends people to do it.
and to
Anyway.
be fair, legal
Unless they're on
jargon,
the Chiefs.
legal jargon wise, you have to say accused unless he's proven guilty. Like that's
That-
just
there's also
legally.
that.
It's just like when we get press releases.
The
and
Chiefs
stuff
are still
at work
spoon fed.
saying like a suspect in this case has been arrested. It's so and so. We have to say like they've been accused of like murder,
Hey,
homicide,
Fourth
whatever.
Fourth and Wrong podcast turned into a criminal justice club.
Dude, honestly, this is while
So
we're
the
still,
Law and
while we're
Order
still irrelevant
open-
and not on the topic, Marshall has slowly turned into like the average ex-take football person where he hates Caleb Williams. He paints his nails and he's just fucking cocky. I don't like him. And then he's like, the Chiefs get helped out by the rest and Roger Goodell loves him. Like he's just slowly warping his brain into like a 45-year-old man.
I mean, are they
It's
not?
kinda
I mean,
crazy.
are they not spoon fed every
See?
fucking thing in the
Exactly.
world? Bro, did we not hear the announcers? They were glazing
Dude.
Mahomes when he blew out Rashi Rice's
Let me
knee.
guess. Let me guess.
They
You
said,
want to
man,
get
that
Taylor
was a
Swift?
heck of a play by Mahomes there.
Let
No,
me
he
guess.
literally killed his own teammate.
Let me guess. You want to get Taylor Swift off the screen, and you think fucking LeBron should shut up and play basketball? Let me guess. That's also what you think.
Definitely
I'm
the
surprised
Exactly.
you don't think LeBron should shut up and play basketball. If we're being honest,
Coming from the
Definitely
guy that
City.
said "shut up and coach," like
Definitely,
The group
definitely the Taylor get off the screen. I mean, we're football players, not here.
Yeah,
not,
see, this is
not-
right.
I've always
Anyway.
said from the start, can we put like Simone Biles deserves way more screen time than Taylor Swift ever does. She's at least done something with her life, like fucking shit.
I mean, Taylor Swift, not to defend her for a second, but
Ah,
Taylor
no,
Swift
you're a
is also one of the
Swiftie,
biggest
Colin.
pop stars in the world right now.
Yeah, and Simone
Yeah,
Biles.
and I don't think the average sports fan could point out Simone Biles if shown like a photo of her.
she's
So,
like
I think
4'6".
You definitely could.
You definitely could.
I
could
am now
not.
about
I
to
said the
conduct a
average sport
survey.
I think the average sports fan would not. The average NFL fan is not picking her out of a lineup.
The average NFL fan is not picking up Taylor Swift.
Just because you cannot pick her out of a lineup doesn't mean that the rest of the world couldn't.
I'm saying the average fan. You are not.
Sorry. Who has more receiving touchdowns, Jared Goff or Travis Kelce? Exactly. Let's move on.
Anyway,
that's a good point.
Let's fucking clip this with all that bullshit. So yeah, I think Buffalo and Texans. I think this is going to be a real telling of what team's actually legit. I'm kind of 50-50. I think this is where Josh Allen finally makes some mistakes. I'm gonna go Bills. I'm not super confident in it, but I just think after getting their absolute ass beat, that they'll rebound and look much better.
All right, Ravens at Bengals. A good ass game, dude. Oh shit, my internet connection is unstable. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, you're good, Colin.
Okay. my fault. But Ravens at Bengals, good ass game. I think Ravens, after obliterating the Bills last week. That was last week, right? Yeah, that was last week.
Yeah.
That was Sunday Night Football. I lost a lot of money on that game. That's right. I think the Ravens are gonna continue, especially against a Bengals team that, even though they're hungry for a win, they still are kind of mid. So I think the Ravens get the job done, no problem.
Yeah, no, this Bengals defense is terrible. Like, it is borderline the worst in the league. I'm going Ravens.
Yep, give me the Ravens.
Big day for Derrick Henry.
This one feels tough to me. I don't know why. If the Bengals win this, they're right back in it after.
That's another thing that, like, we said every fucking game last year, I feel like. Like, I would say this is an ugly game, and then Donnie would always be like,
this is so
damn,
tough.
this one kind of is tough to pick.
Shut up. Anyway, yeah, I'll go Ravens. I'm not super confident either way. I think the Ravens have righted the ship, though. I think they will be, after starting 0-2 and looking like they were going to fall off a fucking mountain. I think they're still a top 5 team. Yeah, give me Baltimore.
All right. Raiders at Broncos, kicking off the 4:00 slate with an ugly fucking game.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Give me the Broncos, though. No other reason than just I flipped a coin in my head. Give me the Broncos.
I don't know what
Flip a
coin
coin
you,
in your
I don't know
head.
I don't know what kind of coin you flipped, Colin.
Heads or
But
tails?
Bo Nix had fucking
Heads.
15 yards at halftime on 7 for 15. No, it
And
was
they
negative
won.
7. It was like
they
negative
won.
7 yards.
They
Not
won,
because
though.
of him.
I
not
didn't say
because-
that. I didn't
Nah,
say that.
I'm going Raiders, man. Fuck the Broncos.
Give me the Broncos.
One of these teams is gonna have a winning record. That's fucking crazy. I really want to go Raiders, but I feel like there's just a lot of shit going on with this Devontae Adams talk, and Antonio Pierce, whatever his first name is, liking the post on Instagram about Adams getting traded. Like, that's so fucking weird. I don't like.
You should pick the Broncos.
Who did we all pick? Is it pretty split so far?
It would be split if you go Raiders.
I'll go Raiders. I'm not confident in it, though. Both teams deserve to lose.
Fair enough. Cardinals at Niners.
Yeah. Shout out to me for picking Niners spread. And yeah, give me the Niners
Pretty
spread.
close.
Give
Only
me
7.
give me the upset. Give me Kyler Murray legacy game load, and give me the Cardinals.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not gonna back that up. I would if it was in Arizona, but I think the Cardinals play calling is just too bad. I think that's gonna hold them back this year. I think I was a little too high on their offense. Yeah, give me the Niners.
All right, Giants at Seahawks.
What a fucking game this is gonna be.
I think the Seahawks are gonna fucking boat race the Giants. I think Giants are fucking
Football
ass.
game. I don't know why they're boat racing.
Shut the fuck up. I think the Giants are like even after that one win against an awful Browns team. I think they're back to reality a little bit of like we are the Giants. We suck. We're going to be competing for the number 1 overall pick this year. And I think Kenneth Walker's going to have a pretty good day. DK's going to have a pretty good day. So give me the Seahawks. Bounce back from that Monday Night Football loss.
Yes, especially no Malik Neighbors. The Seahawks team is going to eat on both offense and defense. Give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, no Malik Neighbors. That's their best player, so give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, I guess give me Seattle.
Giants money line bet incoming. Packers at Rams. Ooh. I thought I almost immediately went Packers, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. I really don't want to pick the Packers, and they just lost to the Vikings, and I can't forgive them for that. So, give me the Rams.
Yeah, let me go Packers. I'm gonna go Packers.
I am also going to go Packers.
Yeah, I'll ride with Con. I don't think the Rams are actually going to win, but fuck the Packers. I'm going Rams.
Also, I don't know if you guys have seen this, kind of just off topic a little bit, but Matthew Stafford's passing line has been like under 200 the last 2 games, and I've smashed the over every time. Bro hasn't had under 200 yards in like 14 games, and like I don't know why they're setting it so low.
You want to know why Marshall
just because he
does
has
so bad in
one.
fucking picks? This man is playing Rocket League instead
That'll
of
do
thinking
it.
about the games that he's
Oh,
playing.
I'll do
bro,
it.
because when Donnie babbles on about his pick, instead of sitting here,
Go fuck yourself. Get off Rocket League, dumbass.
I'm not even playing
Cut it
anymore.
off.
I'm just sitting here driving around and training, dude. You know how much time I've spent in training? Like I'll watch
I don't
movies.
I don't care. We're making picks.
He was the one that brought it up, asshole.
Yeah, my bad. So you picked Rams?
Colin, half the time you're doing this. Yeah,
I'm
give
at
me the
least-
Packers.
He's not playing
I'm
a
at least
fucking
thinking.
game.
Yeah, but I'm literally listening while playing the game. I'm
also
listening.
listening.
No, you're not. You're texting your bitch.
Your bitch is crazy.
That is wild.
All right, Sunday Night Football. Cowboys at Steelers. You know what? Justin Fields' legacy game. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, let me get the quarterback that has more 300 passing yards games than Aaron Rodgers, Justin Fields, and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Just because
I honestly think the Cowboys are gonna win. I just wanted to go Steelers, and
just because Colin's a fake MSU fan, give me the Cowboys.
I
Yeah,
had to bring
I
that
think
shit back up, huh?
Cowboys are on top tier fraud watch.
Yeah.
Plus it being in Pittsburgh. I don't believe in Justin Fields. I think we all know that, but give me that Steelers defense to give them another dub.
I'm ready for Justin Fields to have like 400 yards passing and 5 touchdowns because you just said that.
He had a really good game last week or the week before.
I think it was last week, yeah.
Yeah, he had like 300 plus yards. So
300 passing yards, 3 total touchdowns.
I think I haven't watched the Steelers. I think statistically he's playing well, but I haven't really watched him to see if he's like legit playing well. You know what I mean?
Hey, he's not the
Yeah.
problem in Chicago.
Yeah, that's pretty evident.
Definitely wasn't a Steelers.
These are Caleb Williams.
All right. Well, Monday Night Football, Saints at Chiefs. Saints have kind of fallen off a little bit. They started off the year hot. We were like, oh my God, are the Saints going to be a fucking unit this year? Turns out the answer is no. Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Saints do that every year. Like, they come out in like a 3-4 game span. You're like, oh man, these guys are legit. Nah, they just drop right back down to that NFC South legacy of them. But
Yep.
yeah, look, Chiefs go 5-0.
Because Colin's a fake MSU fan, give me the Saints.
Yeah, that's Marshall trying to catch up right there. Yeah, I'm also on the same boat as the Vikings with the Chiefs. I don't care what my brain's telling me. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. I'm gonna pick the Chiefs to fucking win.
Yeah, but Colin's a fake MSU fan, bro.
That is true, but that has nothing to do with the Saints or the Chiefs. So luckily, I
There's
can
probably an MSU player on one either team.
There was on the Saints at one point. I don't know if he's still there.
If you listen to Colin, actually, Patrick Mahomes thought about going to Michigan State for approximately 7.2 seconds in 2014. It's like, shut up.
Did he really?
I can see it. Colin always does that. Actually, this guy that's really good and just had a 400-yard game, he was Michigan State was number 5 on his list.
He's a free agent now. He's a free agent.
Who was it?
Got a linebacker. Andrew Dowell.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh, he's such a dog, man.
Andrew Dowell, legend of some position.
God,
Linebacker.
Yeah,
he was a linebacker.
at some position.
He's going to Northwestern now for grad school. Good for him.
All right, and that is the
education.
picks for week 5.
Yeah. So my logic going in was, okay, I'm fucking sick of losing. I can't really do a big player prop thing. I was just gonna do, hey, fucking hammer David Montgomery touchdown. Lions are on a bye week, so that does not work for this week. So I actually had to come up with something. Not gonna lie.
You can still bet it just won't hit.
Then
It won't hit until next
you can
week.
put in the parlay so it hits next week. Anyway, not doing a whole lot of thinking on this. There's a couple of lines that are good, but I've thought that the last couple of weeks and I've fucking been wrong. So keeping it easy, simple. Only 2 legs this week. Commanders +3 against the Browns in Washington.
+3?
Minus
Is
3.
that the
Minus-
spread?
minus
Oh.
3.
Oh my
Minus-
gosh, you had me like I
Either way.
would put $100 on that.
I was gonna say.
Either way, -3. You can put $100 on that too. Commanders are rolling.
I'll put
Browns
40.
Browns are pretty good, but the only problem they have is they actually can't score points on offense. Feel like that's kind of important in a game built to score points. Anyway, other than that, got Seattle -6 against the Giants. Malik Neighbors can play if he wants to play. Seattle is a good team. They just had a good offensive showing against the Lions. They just didn't score 40 fucking points like what we did. So I think that they're honestly we talk about running back duos a lot. Seattle has a low-key, a really good running back duo. I know you guys like Kenneth Walker. I like Charbonnet, their backup. I think when he is actually the main cow, he can put up some fucking numbers. But I'm just going to go those 2 legs this week. I think Seattle.
Continuing to shit talk Kenneth Walker after the fucking broken tackle that man had against Alex Anzalone last
That
night.
shit was crazy.
That
And
shit
I
was
think-
wild.
And I think if Charbonnet was in, he would have done the same fucking thing. He would have done me.
Okay.
Okay.
Except he would have fucking Shawn Michaels kick flipped out of that son of a bitch and took it 90.
I see they have a fucking crack problem
Who's
down
Shawn
in Union
Michaels?
City.
You don't know who Shawn Michaels is?
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
he's like a WWE
legs.
guy.
Commanders -3, Seattle -6. 2 of those comes out to +250. If I don't fucking hit this, I don't know what to say. It's 2 legs. Like,
Double down on it.
2 fucking
Double
legs.
2 units. Put 2 units down.
You know what? 2 units. You know what? Fuck it. 4 units. How about that? Bam.
4 units.
Put that shit on.